Good morning and welcome back to Off-Grid Cooking with Sam. Today we're going to be making a chicken noodle soup using a turkey broth base. We want to use up what we have in the house, so let's get started.
We cook quite a few turkeys in this house. The amount of meat that you get for the price can't be beat. I always save the necks and juices that I don't use for gravy in the freezer, and when I get 3 or 4 saved up, then it's time to make soup. To 8 cups of water, I'll add the turkey necks and juices, and roughly chop a yellow onion to give some nice savory sweetness. This stock can be made ahead of time and frozen for future use if you aren't ready to make your soup right away. This is just a base, so we'll start with the basic spices, salt and pepper. Season generously. We can always get more creative later depending on the recipe and your personal tastes. Put this on the wood stove or on low heat for about 2 hours. Our 2 hours is up, so let's check on our stock. The necks are nicely cooked, and the onion is very soft. Looks like we're ready to strain. Get a large bowl and put some hot pads under it because this broth is very hot. I use this fine mesh strainer to separate the solids and liquids. Sometimes the necks will drop small pieces of bone, and we want to make sure those don't get left behind in our broth. I'll remove the necks with a pair of tongs and put those in the fridge to cool so I can remove any meat later on. Use a spoon to stir and mash the onion to get all of the juices out. I'd recommend disposing of the onion mush rather than risking a bone getting back in the broth. Put the strained broth back in the kettle and back on the wood stove or on low heat. Now let's prep our carrots. I choose to buy baby carrots because the size is perfect for soup. If you use regular carrots, you may want to cut the larger rounds in half so that you get a more even spoonful of items when eating. Add the carrots to the pot and let cook for about 15 minutes. While they do that, we'll prep our potatoes. We love a thick, hearty soup, closer to a stew. If you prefer a thinner soup, feel free to omit the potatoes. You can add the potatoes and carrots at the same time. However, the trick is getting your carrots and potatoes cut to a size that is proportional. What I mean is, you'll want to cut your carrots smaller than your potatoes because they can take so much longer to cook. Your potatoes could fall apart before your carrots are done. Add the potatoes to the pot and start on your noodles. This is a simple egg noodle recipe which will have its own video because it's so versatile and it can be used for so many different dishes. We'll leave those on the counter to dry and start on our chicken. Wash your chicken with water and pat dry. You can use breasts or tenders or even thighs, it's your choice. Remove any tendons or fatty bits and cut them into bite-sized cubes.
Okay, now that our chicken's all cut up, we're going to take our pan and we're going to put it on high heat with just a little bit of oil. We just need enough that the chicken won't stick. Now the oil's hot, we're going to add some of this chicken to the pan. Not all of it at once because it won't fry well.
This step is crucial to getting juicy, tender chicken that isn't overcooked. We want the chicken cooked through just until no longer pink, and then remove from the heat.
We're going to keep these juices and we'll put them in our soup.
Set the first batch of chicken to the side, and while the second batch of chicken cooks, we'll check our carrots and potatoes to make sure they're cooked through and tender. If your vegetables aren't ready, wait to add the noodles and put your chicken in the fridge while you wait. If they are, we'll add our noodles to the pot and give it a good stir.
The noodles really only need about 2 to 3 minutes to cook. Once you see them floating on the surface like this, they're ready to eat. Our last step is to add in our chicken and any additional seasonings that it might need. Stir in your chicken and then give it a taste test. This actually is really close. I'm going to add just 1 teaspoon of this chicken bouillon.
And there you have it. A delicious, hearty chicken noodle soup that will warm you even on the coldest days. Until next time, stay warm, stay full, and thanks for stopping by the homestead.